Cincinnati Royals. But we turn our attention back to football. Nice enough to join us. He is the host of the Go Long with Tyler Dunne pod. Tyler Dunne with us. How are you today, Tyler?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for having me on.
Oh, absolutely. We appreciate it. Can you tell us about the site? What's going on here with the Go Long site? I know you're dedicated to is it long form independent coverage of the NFL, right?
That's right. Yeah, I launched in 2020. So before that, I covered the Packers at the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, the Bills at the Buffalo News, and then did the whole NFL at Bleacher Report for, 4 or 5 years, and just figured, you know what? Want to do these long-form stories, player profiles, team deep dives, and I'll just do it right on Substack. And if people want to pay $8 a month for it, great. We can feed the kiddos, and here we are 5 years later, and things are going strong. It's super encouraging. There's people out there that want to figure out how this game works. So just always on that hunt, talking to coaches, scouts, players, traveling across the country to try to give people a little something different beyond the press conference.
Yeah, well, we appreciate your efforts. And I just, checking today how many subscribers you have. It's like, wow, so good for you. But turn our attention to this week, Tyler. What do you make of the unbeaten 49ers? And if you were running the team, would you be aggressively pursuing perhaps a trade for a replacement for Bosa?
I would, 100%. I mean, I guess we figure out who those trade partners would be after this weekend. Maybe it would take another game or two for teams to kind of bow out and say, all right, we're not going to contend anymore. We stink.
Yeah.
I mean, ideally it's like a Max Crosby, right? Right out there out west. But I would think that John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan will do what they always do and be aggressive. I mean, they want to win Super Bowls year in and year out, and they're wired the right way to take that risk. So it's a huge blow. I mean, Nick Bosa is maybe the most valuable employee in the building, and he is unbelievable. So you can't replace him. But I mean, to answer your question, hell of a game. I mean, I didn't think I was going to be as interested in 49ers Cardinals as I was, but it was kind of a rock fight for 3.5 quarters. And then Mac Jones, it was like it's like we were kind of in a time machine and we went back to 2021 when we all assumed Kyle Shanahan wanted Mac Jones.
Yep.
It's like it just took a little while, but they made a little magic once and for all.
Tyler, kind of staying right there, the expectations around here when it comes to the 49ers, I feel, they're a little lower than they've always been. And even Kyle Shanahan has talked about that coming into the season. Just someone who's, on the opposite side of the country. And, on looking as you talk about the Cardinals and 49ers, what's some of the things that you're hearing throughout your circles throughout the NFL of where the 49ers position themselves here this year?
Yeah, I think that league-wide, that's probably where it is. But that's with all of us looking at the rosters, right? Like defensively, this isn't these Super Bowl teams of 49ers lore past. But at the same time, I don't care what Kyle Shanahan's saying at a podium. Like, you talk to people who have worked with this guy, he ain't acting like that behind the scenes. He's hard on his players, but he's probably 100 times harder on his coaches. I mean, he demands excellence. And I can't recommend Mike Stover's book enough. The Why is Everything. You're going to learn so much about Kyle Shanahan reading that. And I actually reached out to a couple coaches who have been with him after reading it just because it's so fascinating. But they say, like some of the coaches who have been under Shanahan, and one side of them out there, they say, man, he would piss me off because he works us so hard. The hours, I mean, the detail, everything. It's unlike anything they've experienced. But on the other side of their mouth, they're like, this guy's a genius. Like, I get it. Like, he is a mad scientist. He knows exactly what he wants. He's the tip of the spear of offensive innovation in football. And yeah, the ego's huge. But you know what? If he's running the show, if Nick Bosa's in, if Nick Bosa's out, if Brock Purdy's in, if Brock Purdy's out, as long as they're, above 500 by Thanksgiving, I would put my money on the 49ers to figure it out and become a contender when it matters most. And I'm all in on Purdy. I mean, really, you can see why he connects with his head coach. They're seeing the same game. He processes things so unbelievably fast, and I think he's a lot more nimble in that pocket than he gets credit for. So once he gets back, you can't replace Bosa on that other side of the ball. But they did draft a pass rusher, and he played pretty dang well this past week. So and you got Robert Saleh back. I think that they can do enough defensively to stay competitive, and that Purdy is a hell of a lot better than he gets credit for.
Tyler Dunne with us from Go Long with Tyler Dunne. Now, Tyler, I tend to be kind of the nervous Nelly when it comes to the Niners. Like this is a bad matchup. Oh, that team, they haven't won a game, so they're due. And then Jay is the opposite. Jay's more like, scared don't win. So who's right here? Because Jay's not worried that much, I don't think, about Jacksonville. And we just talked to Mark Long he covers the Jags. And, they kind of a sneaky 2-1 defensively. I think they've played really well. And I'm worried about this matchup, especially with the Rams coming up on a short week. What do you expect here from the 49ers against Jacksonville this week, other than probably another rock fight of a low-scoring game?
That's what I would expect. I think it is going to be deep into the fourth quarter, probably pretty ugly. What's weird, though, is when I've watched the Jags closely, too, Travis Hunter, Brian Thomas Jr., they haven't really done a heck of a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, Travis Hunter, he doesn't look special. And maybe they figure him out and, keep him at receiver or keep him at corner. And maybe they're putting too much on his plate right now. But we're not seeing the same player that dominated college football at Colorado. And we haven't seen the same Brian Thomas Jr. that we saw last year. Now, does that mean that they're due to detonate, like that they're due to just kind of go bonkers here in this matchup? Maybe. But I wouldn't – the way that they've been playing, I wouldn't be too scared of Jacksonville if I'm San Francisco. I like the coach. I like the quarterback. It seems like they're kind of going through it now. They're getting on each other's case. I mean, what was that viral clip where Cohen's smacking his chest and Lawrence is kind of brushing him off? Like, I kind of like that stuff. It's the stuff you see out there in San Francisco with Shanahan. So, I mean, they're figuring out their identity now, and it's going to be a good team. They've got a good staff. But I don't know. I wouldn't be worried if I'm San Francisco about, Travis Hunter just going off. Something seems off with him so far.
Tyler,
I feel better, Jay.
Yeah, there you go, baby. Yeah. Tyler, soothsayer. That's what I'm talking about, Tyler. Give him the game, baby. Calm his nerves, Put a little Dr. Teals in his bathtub. I hear you, man. Tyler, I saw you tweeting about Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson a few days ago and, how different they are, but, man, they're spectacular. Lamar's going bananas. Stats-wise, he's doing his thing. But Baltimore has only won one game, and I know we're only 4 weeks in, counting this week here. What's going on in Baltimore? Is there a reason to be worried?
I think defensively, you've got to be a little concerned. I mean, they're a sieve right now. I get it. Buffalo, they're a freight train offensively, and the way they just erased that double-digit deficit in the fourth quarter. I was at Highmark Stadium. It was unbelievable. I mean, that stadium, fans were leaving. they were out of there. They were giving up on their Bills, and Josh Allen just turned it on. And it takes two to tango. John Harbaugh's team, we've seen this out of them in the past, but I think what would be concerning is on the back end, they're already benching Jair Alexander, and up front, they're just not that big, not that tough. The Lions ran all over them. I don't know how you just kind of wave a magic wand and fix that overnight. They're going to have to just put up 40-plus points a game against some of these teams. It's weird because I think for the longest time we were wondering how does the NFC match up against Lamar Jackson? And they beat up Detroit a couple years back. What was it, like 35-6, something crazy. And it's kind of reversed. Now it's like the NFC, the way that these teams have kind of built up is old school football. I mean, they want to punch you in the mouth. And it seems like in the AFC, everybody's been building to play in these track meets with Allen, Mahomes, Lamar, Burrow. And I don't know, the pendulum to me is kind of swung where the strength is in the NFC, because 1 through 53, you've got dudes, you've got guys that can win that rock fight we're talking about. Football's still a physical game as long as there's blocking and tackling. I don't care what innovations you do schematically. It boils down to that. So, yeah, I would be a little worried if I was Baltimore. You lose this game, you're 1-3. It's tough to climb out of that hole, regardless of how talented Lamar Jackson is.
That's Tyler Dunne. He's doing some special and unique things go along with Tyler Dunne. If you're a football fan, you should check it out. I think you'd appreciate it. And Tyler, we appreciate your time. I hope to talk to you again soon. Thanks. Enjoy the games this weekend.
Hey, you all as well. Thanks so much for having me on.
Oh, you're very welcome. Yeah, we would like to do it again soon.